how bad do you have to mess up to
For Great Britain, the empire has to come in and save you.
Niche Nations.
Welcome to the first episode of Niche Nations, the podcast where we dive into the countries that aren't focused on in your standard American textbooks. I am your host, Joey Macri, and I am joined by my other fabulous host, Anson Pagura.
Hi.
Hi, Anson.
Hi.
It's a pleasure to be joined by you today.
That's
on this beautiful evening. On this beautiful cold December evening.
Yeah, at 11:30 at night.
We're not gonna specify time. We're just
We're not gonna specify time.
So today, for the first episode, the premiere episode of our beautiful podcast, we're talking about my country of special interest, Malta. Now, I have a special connection with this country myself because my father was born there and then immigrated here as a child. So I am pure 50% Malteser in my blood.
Malteser
in my blood, man.
Malteser. Okay. I've never heard that before.
You know?
Okay.
Chocolate and crunchy, man.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's a part of it's you know, I wanted to talk more about it, learn more about the country that makes up so much of my ethnic background.
Sure.
Because it's for those unaware, it is this tiny little island underneath of Italy, this like a good couple 100 miles off the shore, I'd say, with a fascinating history that we're going to be diving into. So
let's do it.
Let's start with the name, the etymology of the name Malta.
I'm very interested to hear this. So, I keep interrupting you. I'm sorry.
No, hey man.
Okay.
I'm just glad you're here, man.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
You can cut this out.
So there's a couple like avenues that people take in terms of discussing the origin of the name. There's the belief that it comes from the classical Latin Melita, which comes from Latinized or Doric forms of ancient Greek Melite of uncertain origin. There is also a Croatian island.
Okay, wait, that's nowhere near Malta.
The name Melite, yeah, it says right here, the name Melite, shared by the Croatian island Milije. I have no idea if I'm probably butchering that. And it literally means place of honey or sweetness.
Oh.
And some people believe this name was given by the ancient Greeks due to Malta's endemic subspecies of bees. They have their own native bees.
So that would be like Greeks going around colonizing the crap out of all of the Mediterranean, and just like they saw bees on two totally different islands, and we're like, let's name them Bee Islands. Was that the idea?
I wouldn't be surprised if that's what it was.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
Just go. Because you end up with things like chai tea, which is just TT.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Like, or in the UK, like River Avon, which is river.
Yeah,
Like,
they just go places, see something, name it after that.
yeah, God.
Don't think about it much, because what can they do? You know what I mean? What do they know?
My gosh.
They don't have ChatGPT, dude.
I know. They did not have that leg up on ChatGPT.
They did not have that leg up.
There's
back in 2000 BC, bro.
I know. They were too early.
The other argument for the etymology of the name is from Phoenician. Malith is the word, which literally just means port or haven. Because, you know, it's a country. It's a little island country. It's mostly water. It's mostly,
probably a port somewhere.
It's mostly port. You know what I mean? Because interesting, because part of Malta is it's so tiny. It's the eighth smallest country in the world. Only 122 square miles on the surface.
122 square miles. I got that right? Man, that is not big.
Dude, it is not big. It is
That's like way smaller than I thought it was. What?
It's tiny, dude. Yeah, 122 square miles with a population density of 4,270 people per square mile. So,
But that's so skewed.
let me correct
Okay.
this. 10th smallest country in the world, 8th most densely populated.
Okay.
There's some unrelated to the etymology, but other factoids that
Sure.
add to this. But anyway, let's get into the history, because the history is very interesting, because it's a country that has been inhabited for a very long time, since as far back as 6500 BC.
Holy crap.
early settlements.
Wait, you said 6500 BC, so that's 8,000 years ago?
8,000
Oh my
years.
god.
The first people believing to be hunter-gatherers from Sicily.
Okay.
Interesting fact, to have arrived on Malta, these hunter-gatherers would have had to have crossed around 100 kilometers of open water, documenting the longest yet known sea crossing by hunter-gatherers in the Mediterranean. So,
That is crazy.
no knowledge whatsoever. They really just got on a boat in 6500 BC.
They did. They really did.
And they're just like, oh, dude, check out this, like, rocky little island. I mean, do you want to, like, try this? Because they had no idea what's going on. They're really just risking it all.
Right.
They're hunter-gatherers,
God.
dude.
Okay.
Insanity already. Just early as hell. You know what I mean?
Mm.
And so for a good couple thousand years, there's like various cultures, like from in the early BCs, that were hanging out in the islands. There was a culture of megalithic temple builders that
Okay.
arose during this period, because around 3500 BC, some of the oldest existing freestanding structures were built on the island in the form of megalithic temples.
Okay.
Which I am not going to try to read, because this language is dense and complicated.
Okay.
But they have distinctive architecture, and were likely used from around 4,000 to 2,500 BC,
Jesus.
with animal sacrifices made to a goddess of fertility,
Okay.
whose statue is now in the National Museum of Archaeology in Valletta.
Okay.
They also have uniform grooves in specific areas, like cart tracks.
Oh, so they had wheels.
They had wheels.
Okay, but
Like,
man.
and-
Okay.
yeah, right. You know what I mean? So these were like the first couple people that populated the islands.
Man, those Stone Age people. Sorry, those Stone Age people were so smart, man.
They're-
How do you come up with that sort of thing where you how is it that you come up with that idea to make some sort of like axle for a cart? You know what I mean? Like, how do you get that to work? But we did that.
We did that, and the question I'm interested in is, how did they find this out just like on their own? Was there like a crossover of cultures? You know what I
Right,
mean?
right. Like that? What? Like, how do you do that? Like, I mean, I guess if you put enough minds together, you get it done. But
How quickly was the concept of the cart spread throughout early civilizations?
Yeah, right.
That's the question I have. You know what I mean? how many different people just like were like, oh, dude, I got this, and then like, because you have to imagine.
right.
There were like a couple people that independently figured that out just like by themselves. You know what I mean?
I guess that's true. Right.
Or maybe not. Maybe just, because I imagine every once in a while some dude would just pull up like, oh shit, dude, what's attached to that horse you got? Oh, dude,
Yeah.
dude, check this out.
Check this out.
Check this out, dude.
Okay.
What y'all know about wheels?
I know, right? Like, God.
Anyway, let's get back to Malta here. So we're gonna get into basically what would be an extremely long-running pattern, because it's such a small island.
Mm.
It's used like strategically. So
Oh, okay.
the long and short of it is, Malta has pretty much effectively been ruled by other nations for the majority of its existence and its time being like populated in like recorded history. You know what I mean?
Damn shame.
It's interesting because from like 1000 BC to 395 AD, they were constantly being ruled by either the Phoenicians, the Greeks, or the Romans.
God.
So this would show up in like during time periods where they were ruled by Rome. They would have Greek or Punic motifs on the currency. like, or their government would be very Romanized, and they were exempt from paying tribute to the Roman Empire because they were like part of their territory.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So like, they were very much accepted as part of like, and weren't like ruled or like, you know what I mean, like in service to the Roman Empire. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that was just, it just transferred hands. There's like a trillion battles. Where this person of such and such the first. We're not going to get into all that. That's for people that really care about this stuff. But anyway, so in 395 they joined the Western Roman Empire when the Roman Empire was splitting up during that period of time.
Okay.
And then in 454, I wanted to include this. They were captured by the Vandals. And then in 465, they were captured by the Ostrogoths.
Ostrogoths, God.
And then rejoined the Byzantine
The
Empire.
Goths are invading Malta.
Which I just wanted to include that because
they're invading.
That's one of my favorite parts about history like this, where it's just like you just learn about. Oh yeah, there was a culture called the Ostrogoths.
Ostrogoths.
Yeah, sure, man. Whatever the hell that means.
Is that where we get Gothic like architecture?
Oh, yeah.
Is it?
It's like, I think that's like a Germanic thing. Ostrogoths. It's like a Germanic of Germanic origin.
Okay. Huh.
So that's what I was reading up on.
Okay.
But anyway, after this, they eventually joined the Byzantine Empire in 533 and stayed with them until 870 when they were captured by the Arabs. So let's just get a quick check because we got the Phoenicians, we got the Greeks, we got the Romans, we got Ostrogoths, we got the Vandals, we got the Byzantines, which is effectively Rome Part 2 if I'm not mistaken.
Something
And now we're with the Arabs.
So that's what, 7?
That's like 7 on top of like probably a bunch of like tiny like miniature like things I'm not like mentioning. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, eventually during the 1870s, they were a part of the Arab-Byzantine Wars, being with the Byzantines, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
This war was so damaging that from 870 till 1048, the country was effectively uninhabited. Just like 200 good years where nothing was
nothing was going
on.
No
motion, dude.
No motion.
No activity.
No motion. Okay.
But they rejoined the Sicilians in 1091.
Okay.
They had a short period where they were ruled by the Hohenstaufen dynasty in the early. So I just want you to guess.
Hohenstaufen.
What do you think their background is with a name like Hohenstaufen dynasty?
German.
Of course.
Yeah. Yeah.
Who would have? They didn't like him. It was not. That did
not last long.
The people of Malta were not fucking with him.
Okay.
It was not good.
Okay.
Until eventually they rejoined the House of Barcelona, which was the dynasty of the Crown of Aragon from 1282 from 1409. Again, another instance where it's just what a dope name.
I know.
The Crown of Aragon.
I know. That's over in Spain, isn't it?
Yeah, that's like Eastern Spain, close to France.
Okay. Yeah, I'm with you.
Until eventually they rejoined the Sicilians in the 1400s. So Malta, this is a big part of Malta as well that plays into their cultures. Because they're so close to Italy, it's hard for it to not be extremely like connected culturally.
Right.
Like there's the native Maltese language.
Right.
Which was effectively, I believe, the dominant language for a long time until Maltese became more accepted, and like I want to say like the middle of the second millennia, like around the 1500s.
So is there like a distinction between ancient Maltese and modern Maltese, like in terms of like the origins of where they come from? Like I know this is just something that I know off the top of my head, but I know that Maltese comes from Arabic, or at least that's like in part what it's influenced by.
Very much so.
But I don't really know like where did their original language come from?
That's a good question. That's a very good question. I honestly should have the answer to that. And it's interesting too, because at what point do they start defining it as their own unique language? Because it's such a mishmash of languages. Like inherently, what is it? It's the only Semitic.
Right.
What is it? The only Semitic language written in the Roman alphabet.
Yeah, it is. Oh my God. Which is crazy, by the way, how they managed to do that. You fuse them together.
That's the whole deal of the nation. It's a mutt nation. It's like one part Arabic, Italian, like all these Mediterranean things. It's all just like cobbled together. It's incredibly fascinating because
it's more beautiful. Almost.
It's very beautiful, yeah.
Gosh.
But So yeah, a lot of time. They rejoined the Sicilians in the 1400s, and then, just cooling with them for a good while, and then until 1530, Charles V, the Holy Roman Emperor, gave the islands to the Knights Hospitaller under the leadership of Frenchman Philippe Villiers de l'Isle Adam in perpetual lease, for which they had to pay an annual tribute of a single Maltese falcon.
Perfect French.
Just a bird.
Wait, an actual, legit a bird?
Yeah, a singular Maltese falcon.
They asked for just one. Not a flock, just one.
Dude, it's the 1500s. It's the 1500s. It was like a spit on the handshake.
You owe me 3 gold schmeckles every quarter.
It's insanity. But they were running it for a while, from 1530 to 1798. They were running everything in Malta. Until eventually the person that ended it was Napoleon.
Of course it fucking was.
Yeah, exactly.
Of course it was.
He was on his way to Egypt, probably to do some, I don't know, on his
looting
on his Napoleon bullshit.
Yeah.
During the French Revolutionary Wars in 1798, he captured it. He resided at the Palazzo Parisio in Valletta for 6 days while he reformed everything: the national administration, public finance administration, the abolition of all feudal rights and privileges, and the abolition of slavery and the granting of freedom to all Turkish and Jewish slaves.
Okay.
I mean, I'm not gonna argue that one.
Yeah,
that's probably a good thing to do.
Yeah. That's Jesus Christ! Just going in and just changing everything. That's crazy.
It's a very French thing to do.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Yeah, it is.
So, literally, a couple months later, because it was the 12th through the 18th of June 1798 is when Napoleon was staying there.
Okay.
On the 28th of October 1798, Captain Sir Alexander Ball successfully completed negotiations.
Well, hold on, no. What was his name?
Sir Alexander Ball.
Ball. Okay,
Just
I thought
Ball.
you said balls.
No, just Ball.
Sorry. My bad.
I understand.
My bad.
Literally, what is it? 3-4 months later.
Okay.
It was so bad because the French were just they were looting their churches. They weren't liking the Catholicism, and their financial and religious policies it wasn't working out. And then you know who came in and they were like, "Ooh, you won't like the French? We can help with that." Great Britain.
Yeah, of course it was. Yes, the old rival.
How bad do you have to mess up
for Great Britain? The empire has to come in and save you.
Not only that. They negotiated their way out of being ruled by France to moving in with Britain.
Yeah, right. How?
Because you hear about all these nations that just get ruled by Britain. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They signed. Bro, please. It's so bad. This dude Napoleon came in. He ruined everything. Please, bro.
Please.
Help us out, bro. Help us out. So yeah, they willingly moved in with the British. Insanity.
It's crazy.
Anyway, so yeah, from 1798 until 1964.
1964.
Malta was ruled by Britain.
Okay.
Helped a lot during the First World War. They became known as the Nurse of the Mediterranean because all the stuff that was going down in the Mediterranean area.
Right.
It's people were staying in Malta, just getting healed up. Eventually, however, there was a cost of living crisis. The British troops managed to suppress the riot, killed 4 in the process.
Of course they did.
Of course they did. And this event is known as Sette Giugno. It's the 7th of June. It's commemorated every year. It's one of the 5 national days. It's just a holiday. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Because it wouldn't be the British if they didn't leave behind some sort of
artifact.
Some sort of artifact culturally.
Yeah. Right. God.
Also very important during World War II. Important role for the Allies being in the Mediterranean, but being ruled by Britain.
Right, because that could have been a good strategic town to invade Italy. Because I know that was a big strategy in World War II to kind of go in from the south. So that must have played a
launch attacks on the Italian Navy, had a submarine base.
Oh, really?
Also was a listening post for German Enigma messages.
What? That's so sick.
And the bravery of the Maltese people during the Second Siege of Malta moved King George VI to award the George Cross of Malta to Malta. So if you look at their flag, they have the George Cross on the top left. So
that's what that is. It's a George's Cross.
Yeah,
that's so cool. That's awesome.
And then like 20 years later, they're like, you know what, we're good. And then it's funny because I think because they were just on such good terms with Britain for so long, Britain was just like, you kind of want it. Yeah, sure. So, in like 1964, 21st of September, that's their Independence Day. However, Elizabeth was still like Queen of Malta for like a good under the 1964 Constitution for about until like until like the 70s about. It declared itself a republic on December 1974. Let me see. Yeah, they just a defense agreement was signed soon after their independence. After being renegotiated in 1972, expired on the 31st of March 1979. Upon its expiration, the British base closed and lands formerly controlled by the British were given to the Maltese government. So by like the end of 1979, they were in total independence. So that's like the general history of Malta so now because of that, as you can imagine, English is like the second or third most spoken language there, with the three main languages there being like Maltese, Italian, and English.
It's a fine spread.
Basically this weird mutt Italian thing that's like mixed with Arabic, and then just actual Italian, and then English. So the whole thing, like, it makes sense. So now let's talk about like the geographical figures. This because I just wanted to cover most of the history, right? Because the history informs the culture, because and obviously they have a lot of their own. Their independent things about what makes them unique is like the amalgamation of cultures, that instead of being like an Italian thing or like a Germanic thing, you know what I mean? Or like, it's some sort of Middle Eastern thing.
It's just kind of the hodgepodge of, it's kind of like how the U.S. acts globally, where the islands of Malta are just kind of act as that like conjuring zone, I guess, for lack of a better word. Yeah, it's
just like everyone can chill here. Everyone's welcome here, sort of thing. But in terms of the geography, there's five main islands, with only the three largest ones, Malta, Gozo, and Camino, actually being inhabited, and the other two are Cominoto and Filfla. So you hear the Italian, you hear a bit of the other stuff mixed in there in terms of just the names. Yeah. As mentioned previously, it's the 10th smallest country in the world, 122 square miles, with almost 4,300 people per square mile, which is insane. As for the cultural makeup, 386,000 out of the total, almost 520,000 are actually native Maltese. Okay. So that's like over 3/5 of the actual population being totally native.
That's gotta be such a small genetic pool. That's gotta be crazy.
Oh yeah, dude. It's gotta be so inbred down there, dude.
Oh my god, it's like Iceland.
Oh my god, dude. And then the largest minority groups are 15,000 ish from the United Kingdom, 13 to 14,000 from Italy, and about 8,000 from India. About almost 8,000 from Philippines, about 6,000 from Serbia.
Serbia.
Yeah. Just throw that one in there at the end.
That's a little curveball.
About 58% identify as Caucasian, 22% Asian, 6.3% Arab, 6% African, 4.5% Hispanic or Latino, and 2.9% more than one race. And as for the government, they're basically still hanging on to what the British gave them. Yeah. it's a republic whose parliamentary system and public administration are closely modeled on the Westminster system.
That sounds so high and mighty.
It's so high and mighty, and sounds like some British bullshit.
I
And
know.
Surprise, surprise, that's exactly what it is.
Westminster.
A unicameral parliament, is made up of the President of Malta and the House of Representatives. The President of Malta, however, is a largely ceremonial position, 5-year term, by a resolution of the House of Representatives, carried by simple majority. The President is the head of state. The 80th article of the Constitution of Malta provides that the President appoint a Prime Minister as member of the House of Representatives who, in his judgment, is best able to command the support of a majority of the members of that House.
Oh, okay. So it's basically just the UK Parliament. Okay.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
It's a two-party system with the Labour Party, a center-left Social Democratic Party, and the Nationalist Party, center-right Christian Democratic Party, with the Labour Party having been in command since 2013.
Mm-hmm.
With the current Prime Minister been in office since 13th of January 2020. There are also a bunch of small political parties that have no parliamentary representation.
Mm-hmm.
Sort of United States in that way, where, you got our Republicans and our Democrats, and we have the other people.
Yeah. Like, we got the Greens.
We got the Greens.
We got the Tea Party. Well, that's in the Republican Party. My bad.
Bro, where the Bull Moosers at? That's
Dude,
my question.
The Bull Moose Party. Where's that at? Where's the Reform Party?
Bro,
let's bring that one back.
Bring it back.
Let's bring that one back. I think I agree with that.
But you're probably wondering about the state with this Labour Party having been in power for the past 12 years.
Yeah.
Not good.
Not good?
Not
no,
good.
no.
Corruption, money laundering, government maladministration has significantly increased since the Labour Party returned to power.
Oh my gosh.
In fact, their record of clean governance has decreased since 2013 and is now considered among one of the worst EU member states in tackling corruption, according to Transparency International.
Oh my god. Do you know some of the member states of the EU? Like, you've got places like Bulgaria and like Romania. And how is it that Malta, like,
you have to remember,
no prejudice here, but how is it that they're doing worse than like that? Like,
you also have to remember it's basically been like not even a century since they've been their own country.
I guess it's true. Yeah.
In like damn near like 2,000 years, 2,000 to 3,000 years. You know what I mean? And
that's a long
for the
time.
For the first time, they're being like, "Hey, we're gonna give it a shot, guys." You know what I mean? And so
they're still figuring it out.
I mean, we're almost 300 years old. Look how we're doing, man.
Yeah, I know, right? God,
we're killing it right now.
Yeah, we are.
But anyway, that's my general summary of Malta. Very interesting. I actually got to travel there over the summer.
Oh, really?
It's just a beautiful place. It's so. I love when a place is so old. You can see the grooves and the steps, and and the stone is so smooth and slippery just from the millions of steps every day. You know what I mean?
I'm right there with you, bro.
And it's so cool because along all of the roads, there's like all of these like handmade walls like that stretch for miles. They're like about chest high. Sometimes they're about ankle high. But they're everywhere in like the hills of the island. Like these walls go on like forever, and it's just you can feel the history of that island because you'll go on a roundabout and you'll see like some high vis like barrier next to like a building that's probably like hundreds of years old, and you can see the state, like the styles of like architecture change. You know what I mean? Like you can see the extremely old stuff. You can see the periods of time where like maybe Victorian architecture creeped in. You know what I mean? Like
yeah.
And because they've always been ruled by other people, it's like their architecture is also like everything is amalgamated there, like the food, like the language.
Oh, their food's got to be so good.
It's interesting because you have your Italian stuff, and then you have more like like Middle Eastern like influence sort of stuff. It's just there's this stuff called pastizzi,
right? Pastizi.
Let me look up what, because that was one of the big things there. It's like, often filled with savory ricotta cheese or mushy peas.
Ew.
Made from a flaky layered dough similar to phyllo.
Okay.
So it's either filled with cheese or peas.
That's such an odd, like, it's either that one or that one.
I have to imagine that comes from the British.
Ew.
Or at least I'd hope so. I'm just blaming something as terrible on this in a food sense on the British.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Traditionally savory, sweet pasticci also exists, often filled with ricotta mixture, generally sweetened with vanilla and citrus zest.
Citrus zest, okay.
So, interesting things. Lots of seafood, of course, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And cheeseburgers.
My gosh.
Like any proper tourist
true
country.
American way. Yeah. My god.
But yeah, that's my presentation. General summary.
My school project of Malta.
My general summary of my motherland, or fatherland, I should say.
Is it fatherland?
I mean, it's on my father's side, so.
Yeah, it's kind of gotta be, huh?
Yeah. Anyway, that is the first episode of Niche Nations. I have been your host, Joey Macri. And this has been my lovely co-host for the episode.
Yeah, me, Anson Pagura, the one and the only.
I love this dude so much. and we love you so much, and we're so glad you joined us today on this first episode of Niche Nations.
Please subscribe. We need it. We need it.
Have a wonderful day.